Greetings, I am Wham Bam Duel, and welcome to my explanation of Spell Commander's latest deck profile, the modern Chazz Princeton. I highly recommend watching his video first, as this one is meant to go more into depth with some of the choices made when creating this deck. Starting off with the main deck monsters, let's establish the basic outline I had for them. There are a few monsters that are mandatory because they're iconic to Chazz's deck, those being the original Ojama Trio, the V to Z Union Machines, and the Armed Dragon Thunder series, which are strict and direct upgrades of the originals, so I don't think I need to explain why I'm not playing them. As for the rest of the monsters in this deck, the last 3 Ojamas are being played to give us as many Ojama names as possible. Knight Armed Dragon, Pile Armed Dragon, and Level 10 White are all supplementary to the Armed Dragons, as are Lightning and Tempest. Union Pilot and Driver are of course supplementary to the Union Machine strategy, and Light End and Dark End are cool Chazz cards from the manga. Even though Chazz no longer has any allegiance to the Society of Light, Level 10 White is just too nifty to leave out, and along with it, it uses White Veil, so that explains its appearance here. The rest of the back row don't really require any explanation, since each has clear and direct relation to Chazz's monsters. So let's move on to what was left out. Chazz's first deck was his Hell-themed Chthonian deck. Polymer and Blast are in the side as an homage to this, but Chthonian Emperor Dragon, Soldier, and Allegiance all do next to nothing for the deck, and don't work with any of the other monsters. Same goes for Infernal Incinerator. Chazz at one point did use Masked Dragon to support his Armed Dragon strategy, but recruiters of this variety are far too slow nowadays. Same goes for Flying Kamakiri No. 1. Since each Armed Dragon can level up really fast by just pitching a card, that also throws all the old LV support like Level Up out the window. While Chazz did have Dark Blade and its Dragon Knight variant, these cards have also lost their usability with time. As for the extra deck, every pick here makes sense. The only cards that aren't directly related to the strategies are Magnum the Reliever, who we're saying is referential to Chazz's original Chthonian Hell deck, and works really well with Polymerization and Instant Fusion. Soyuja Skuldred, whose appearance can also be seen as referential to that Chthonian Hell deck, and is also an amazingly solid generic Link 4 Dragon. Daigusto Phoenix, who can be summoned using the Ojamas and allows an Armed Dragon or Tempest to attack twice each turn it uses its effect. Blaze, Supreme Ruler of all Dragons, who is just a good rank 7, who luckily doesn't really need any fire monsters, since the Armed Dragons and Chaos Dragons more than make up for that deficit. And in the side deck, there's Daigusto Emerald. Since we're already playing Daigusto Phoenix, he doesn't feel like the biggest stranger, and he works as a monster that can be played in the off chance that Chazz can make a rank 4, and recycle cards back into the deck to draw, or even reborn an Ojama, V, or X. Aegeon the Sea Castrum is a decent rank 8 that can be made using the Chaos Dragons of the deck. And his aesthetic does cross into the Union Machine territory, what with being a big, colorful machine. In being that, it allows for more points of crossover to be made in this already very heavily crossover-oriented deck. Most, if not all of the cards that weren't a part of this deck are anime exclusives, such as the Ojama Machines. There's really not much more you can say we left off this list, unless you want to get really nitpicky and say XY, XZ, and YZ, which would all take up valuable extra deck space that is instead spent better by allowing the deck to diversify. I hope you like the list. Let me know what you think in the comments if there's anything you'd change. Till next time, I've been Wham Bam Duel, and I'm always happy to see ya.